Hello, welcome back to another pen talk. Thank you very much for spinning that YouTube dial and finding my channel and joining me as I explore the amazing, incredible, diverse, interesting wide world of pens. And yes, it's another Asvine pen. I don't show the sleeve that often, so here's the sleeve. So I'll just show you one little thing. Look at that little cutout there. So it's very easy to open it up. I like that. The other end doesn't have one, so you know which end to open up. And here's the clamshell box, which we've seen before. Pop off. New manual, which I talked about with the V169 in matte black. And we have a P20 in amber. Another gift by Asvine for my help and my partner's help, and this will be my partner's pen. She has already picked out an ink for it. So let's explore this real quickly, do some comparisons and see how it writes with that ink. So yes, this is that amber resin, which many people have fallen in love with. Nice kind of orange and black and some pearlescence and some transparency. And the only interesting thing is the blind cap looks like it's from a different batch. It's a little bit more dark than the rest of the pen, but it shows the range that this amber resin has, and I'm certain you can be mesmerized by it. The cap comes off in a little bit over 2 turns, and we'll see a nice gold tone, extra fine nib, because my partner enjoys extra fine nibs. It's a nice ink window there. The blind cap, which if you turn it counterclockwise, which is this way, you can see that piston go down. And it doesn't go all the way down, it stops there. And I did a video about all the different piston filling mechanisms, and I think that stops there because you can see the threads. This clear ink window is a separate piece screwed in and glued into the barrel, and this section is also cannot be removed, but you can unscrew the nib assembly, which we'll show later, and then you dip it in, you turn it the other way, and that piston goes up, very smooth motion, and you draw up a fair amount of ink, probably like a little bit over 1.5 mils, something in that range. Standard injection molded plastic feed. It's a Moonman nib assembly. So that's the pen. We'll show you some bits and pieces. We're going to ink it up and see how that extra fine nib writes. Yes, that resin is quite unique and quite visually entertaining. So here I've just did a little bit of a disassembly on the amber P20. So this section does not unscrew, which is fine. As you can see, there's a big opening there. It's easy to clean out by just unscrewing the nib unit, which is all Asvine's. This is a design. It's also used by Moonman Mahjong. So you have a lot of nibs that you could possibly use. This is a fine nib, as this pen will be going on to my partner who enjoys the finer nibs. I just like the amber resin. I think it really shows this pen off well, but I also enjoy my other P20. It's a well-made pen, a good writing pen. So we're putting this nice Pen BBS 512 blue ink into the amber P20 because that's what my partner wanted. And it certainly is a very, very intense blue ink, as you can see from this wipe from the top of the bottle. So one of the nice things about the amber resin, it is transparent, translucent. As we put the LED behind it, you can see that piston mechanism. As we come down, you can see there's a slight gap between the end of the piston and the ink. So I got about almost a 80%, 90% fill, which is nice. I went up and down 3 times in order to get that. Each time that I pulled up the piston, I got more ink. Yeah, I can see the appeal of the amber resin. So I'm not normally an extra fine nib person, but this is incredibly good. Very nice extra fine line, lays down a consistent ink, fairly wet. Oh, incredibly good. This is about the best extra fine nib I've ever written with. Not that I've written with a lot, but I'm certain at least 10 or 20 of them. Again, Asvine has very much impressed me with the quality of this extra fine steel nib. And the Pen BBS ink looks good. Nice and blue. I think you'll notice that the medium nib is really medium. It's about twice the width of the extra fine. So I'd expect the fine nib from Asvine to be right in between these two. But both of these nibs I enjoy very, very much. They're great writers, which is what you want in a pen. So one of the things you'll notice in this comparison is the P20 is not a small pen. It's actually the longest pen of this group. You have an M800, a Jinhao 100 Century, and just for sorts and giggles, a Jinhao 82, which is really a small pen, especially in this group. The girth is slightly less on the P20 than the M800. Let's take off the caps and look at them that way. So here's a quick look at them posted, and the P20, it's pretty long posted. M800's a little bit less, and it's balanced a little bit better. The Jinhao 100 posts very, very long, not a pen I would post. And of course the 82 is a perfect posting pen, very well balanced, posted. Let's look at the nib and sections. Here's where a lot of differences show up. Obviously this small number 5 nib on the Jinhao is diminutive compared to these number 6 nibs in these other pens. The section on the P20 is nice. The 800's a little short, which has always been its trait. This is the one Jinhao 100, and of course the Jinhao 82. Of all these, I would say the 100 is the section that I like the most, followed by the M800, the P20, and then the 82. All of these sections, for me, allow me to do long writing, and to me the section facilitates my writing and doesn't detract from it, and that's really what I look for the section to do, working together in concert with the nib. To those of you that follow my channel know I do have another P20 in this excellent green resin, which for me, I prefer the green to the amber, primarily because it's a unique resin. I don't have any other pen similar to this one, or I have a number of pens from various makers in the amber acrylic, but certainly both of these have their benefits. Exactly the same design, and this one's been in use since the first day I inked it up with the same ink, and I've enjoyed writing with it, and I expect my partner will enjoy the amber P20. Now it's coming towards the end of the video for some editorial comments. For those that want more detail on dimensions and piston filling mechanisms and everything else, I'll give you a link to the first review I did of the P20, so you can find for yourself all those little details. But this is primarily looking at this particular pen and not repeating what I may have done with the other review. So overall, I'm very much impressed again with Asvine and what they've done. It just feels nice. It's not a very heavy pen, but then you don't need a heavy pen all the time. You know, the cap comes off in just about a little over 2 turns, a little bit more than I would like, but hey, it's fine. It feels good in the hand. It fits good in the hand. And if you want to, you can post it. Post okay. I wouldn't say it's a great poster, but it's certainly post okay. It's not the most secure, but if you need to put the cap somewhere, you can put it at the end of the barrel while you're writing. That's what an extra fine nib is good for. Writing really fine. We've reached the end of this review. I hope you all found it interesting, informative, entertaining, whatever methods you want to judge by. Please give me a comment for those things that you liked and would want me to change or improve. I enjoyed the feedback. So I hope this video finds everyone safe, healthy, and happy, enjoying your pens, maybe finding a fun one that you may enjoy even more. Add to your pen world. I want to thank every one of you. Hope you're having a wonderful and great day. We've reached the end of this video, and we will say bye. This nib is just better than I expected. Enjoy everything.